during the Jacob deGrom extension talks, was that Fred is the younger one, I believe. I don't even know. Fred is the younger one, and during the Jacob deGrom negotiation talks, he was willing to give, he was very engaged with LeBron. LeBron. I don't know. Why did I just say LeBron? Very engaged with deGrom. But, Jeff was kind of lenient on giving him a contract. And also, we also had David Wright working there in the front office, and obviously, Fred, the younger one. I don't know if that's the younger one. Don't get mad at me. Obviously, he was, obviously we have to extend him. We got 14 more minutes to talk about the Mets. What other topics the Mets talk about? Oh, you know what? Let's actually jump back for a second. Guys like Michael Conforto, Ama Rosario, guys who were homegrown guys who I don't think any of them would be traded. I'd honestly be shocked. Obviously, people, contending teams, even like the Twins, who will look at a guy like, Conforto, to trade for. I can definitely see Conforto in a Twins jersey. Not because the Mets want to trade him, because the Twins will offer something unbeatable, prospect-wise. They'll have to accept it. Rosario, he's not going anywhere. But he's having a very good year. And I tell you, the Mets are going to be... The Mets young core that we have now is going to be very good next year. And it's not going to be... Next year, it's not going to be a young core. It'll be McNeil's... McNeil's like 27. McNeil will be 28 in his third year. Alonso was, I believe, will be 25. It's not going to be a young team anymore. Conforto will be his 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. His 6th year. 6th year. God, let that dig in. Conforto will be a 6-year vet. Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6 years. Conforto will be in the league next year. Whew! Man! I thought it was just yesterday when that kid hit those 2 home runs against the Royals. It was like yesterday when he hit those home runs. I remember. I remember I was super young. I was 4. I was like 10 or 9, and I still had school, so I had to go to sleep at a relatively early time. I was so sad. My dad came in the room after Game 5. Each morning before he went to work, he would let me know if the Mets won. I remember the excitement I had after the NLCS. The Mets were in the World Series. I can only imagine how my dad felt being a Mets fan for his entire life. Obviously, he watched it live. And I wish I was old enough. I wish I understood how much of a big deal that was. Because obviously, as I matured, when we became much like baseball, the Mets were doing good. After 2015, I just assumed it was something I was here to do. And I tell you, we take it for granted, Mets fans. But you really do. Some of the Yankees fans, they take it for granted. But the next, they were like, oh my God, it's been so long since the Yankees did good. We only won the World Series in the past 10 years. I tell you, teams like the Yankees, thing is, I don't get mad when the Astros win, or teams like that, because they were bad for a long time, and the fans deserve it. Even as other sports like the Warriors, believe it or not, there were the Warriors fans before 2015, very loyal fan bases, and some of them take winning for granted. Those teams, and I took it for granted. 2015 with the Mets. So, life lesson: don't take anything for granted. Take it from me, the 15-year-old kid who was in the middle of high school. Excuse me. Yeah. So, and who else could the Mets could possibly trade for? And McNeil and Alonso are not going anywhere. Out of all the young guys, J.D. Davis obviously most likely isn't going to. Out of all the young guys who are going to be shipped out, the most probably tradable. None of them are really tradable, but if they would be wanted to be Dom Smith, just because the Mets aren't necessarily using him, and and obviously he's the one guy who isn't starting for the Mets. So yeah. So I gotta tell you, man, speaking in a mic for 45 minutes it is super exciting, but at the same time, I tell you, almost like with, obviously with Tim there's banter, but we got 10 minutes left. All right. Gotta think off the top of my head. I'm telling you guys, I ran out of all the topics. I tried to discuss each one very in depth, and I ran out of topics. I talked about Noah, Syndergaard, talked about Nimmo. We're gonna do a quick recheck. Syndergaard, MVPs. We went over Mickey Mouse. Who's to blame? Let's go in. Let's do an in-depth of what I think what happened this game for the Mets. So obviously, Harper hits a moonshot. Sixth inning, they off Wheeler. They lead 1-0. Wheeler breaks up Nola's no-hitter. Didn't know. Zach. The Mets didn't have a position player hit the ball into the ninth inning. When it came forward, it was Mac single. And then Frazier hit the 2-run home run. Now, I don't believe what the insurance want. The insurance run. How the Mets got it. It was most likely a string of hits. I'm actually going to check right now. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. It's Dom Smith scored. Rosario drove in Dom Smith. That's how we scored. Okay. Well, little quick fact check on the old phone. And then we had a nice throw-in session. It's not like it wasn't even like even if Diaz gave up a couple runs, we'd still be in it. But no. Mickey Callaway is also terrible at the Mets. That was the other topic. Boom, bullpen usage. I got it. I knew I was forgetting something. Bullpen usage. I'm gonna hold on to that thought. The Mets bullpen usage has been terrible. Absolutely atrocious. It's because the Mets have a top-heavy bullpen to begin with, so it's very hard to deal with the same 4 guys. So last week, Seth Lugo pretty much pitched in every game. This week, now Edwin Diaz is pretty much pitching in every game. And these guys are tired. It's absolutely terrible what Mickey Callaway is doing. I haven't seen Gonzalez on the maybe Gonzalez on the mound. But I rarely, and the problem is, the Mets don't have a good bullpen at all. Obviously we picked up Pounders. Pounders was the one who gave up a run. Pounders, did not give up the run. Diaz was Flexen came in, pitched an inning. That's right, Chris Flexen came in, pitched an inning. Allowed 0 runs. Then Edwin Diaz pitched 1.1 of an inning. 0.1 of an inning. You should be ashamed of yourself, Edwin Diaz. Then he allowed 3 runs and 2 walks. 3 runs. 3 hits, 5 earned runs, and then 2 walks. Also, obviously, the main thing with Diaz is not his velocity. It's his control has been down. I've been mainly worried about. Obviously he missed a pitch when Segura hit the home run, but just in general, he's been missing pitches. He walked. I believe I forgot who he walked, but on a 3-2 pitch, it was a slider, and the Mets. He wasn't able to locate. And if you're a closer, you should never be in a 3-2 situation to begin with. Because, your stuff should be good to pitch 1 inning. That's all he asked about, 1 inning. So your stuff should be good enough for you, but to pitch 1 inning for the Mets. That was one thing with Familia. That's the thing, even with Familia too, his control has been very, very iffy. That's the one thing with Seth Lugo
is that and Gazelman too, maybe you guys have maybe seen some of the things in game, but Seth Lugo and then Justin Wilson when he was healthy had very good control. And now that they're gone and Diaz is in a game, it's pretty much all lost. All sense of all literal and metaphorical sense of control was lost. Like literally, and then excuse me. Literally with their pitches, and then also in the bullpen, there's no control whatsoever because guys are just coming in and out, and bullpen usage has been terrible. That's don't know how to evenly distribute the pitching. Am I gonna say pitching over and over again? Just say the Mets have not been able to evenly distribute pitching work. If that makes sense. Distribute the workload. Guys are pitching 3 days in a row, and then they rest for 5 days. Brooks Pound. Brooks Pound, especially like every game he's been on since he's been acquired, and I rarely see Gazelman. After maybe the couple runs, after one run, even after 2 runs, you could still leave Diaz in after 1 run. If it's 3-1, you could still, depending on the hitter at the plate, you could, if he's you could put in Gazelman. So after they had 2 runs, I put in Gazelman. If I see my pitcher is having problems with control, and I see he walks the first batter, immediately I'm always someone that puts on the ball. It doesn't matter if it's right. I just have to, just someone. Doesn't even have to be Gazelman, just anyone else. Obviously, it would be Gazelman in this case. But if I see someone out there losing control, you can't leave a guy in there with no control. If the Mets were up 5 or even 4, I would have left Diaz in. But come on, for a 3-run lead, and you're gonna leave him in the whole time. That's the thing. Mickey Callaway, you'd expect him. He's a pitching manager. He used to be a pitching manager. You'd expect him to be good at that. You expect him to be the one thing that he's good at. And that's been his fatal flaw, in my opinion. That's been the worst thing he's done as a manager. Everything else has been, I guess, fine, but that's my one critique with him. He just got, and also, actually, I'll say this for the next episode. Batting too. He doesn't know how to give guys days off. The Mets, the bullpen has been terrible. I see. Last week, Lugo had pitched every game. And at one point, Diaz had 9 pitches in the past 7 days. Not this week, but at one point. And it's been. That's my one pick for Mickey Callaway. It's his. Everything else has been fine, I guess. Even though Brody is assigning the lineups and doing all that. That's my one critique with him, is his bullpen usage. And I'm actually shocked because even in 2018, you saw glimpses of it. Of him not knowing how to manage a bullpen. All right, fellas. That's all the time we have today. It is currently about to be 6:44. So don't forget, guys. Code BPN10 on StubHub. Helps out. All the guys here, from each broadcasting team. Go check all those out. Go watch all the Mason Mets podcasts if you haven't yet. I made one last week, and also go listen to the 2 ones that Tim made. They're all really, I tell you, we're a bunch of kids, but they're very, we try to act as professional as possible, and they're very. These guys from here are very highly skilled. I can definitely see a bunch of these guys going into fields of baseball podcasts. But again, don't listen to the Phillies one. That's the only one I don't listen to. If you're a Mets fan, you can't listen to the Phillies one. Even the Braves, I'll give you a pass on. But you can't listen to the Phillies one. Everything else you can listen to. So yeah, that's all the time we have for today. It's been actually pretty enjoyable 45 minutes talking about the Mets struggles. Next week, one of the main things we'll be talking about is Mickey Callaway pretty much not knowing how to rest guys and then resting them too much, one of the two. So yeah, hopefully everyone has a